Neither the score nor the gold group meetings are minuted, is that correct?
Well, that surprises me, and this would be the first of me hearing it.
Right. The reason that we think that that's the case is we've obviously asked the Scottish Government for all of its papers concerning these matters. And although we have, for example, cabinet minutes, of course, we don't have minuted records of either of those groups. So therefore, it becomes difficult to understand what precisely the ultimate decision-making process is when there is no record of how those decisions were ultimately taken.
And I can understand that frustration.
Do you think those meetings should be minuted in future, for what it's worth?
I think that every meeting of that nature in the Scottish Government should be minuted, and as I say, I'm surprised to hear that they weren't.
So your expectation after having participated in some of them was that they would be minuted in the same way as Cabinet is minuted?
My expectation would be, as you've described. I also recall sort of summary emails being sent out afterwards in terms of the main issues that were discussed. And perhaps if I could also just say, as a Cabinet Secretary, these summaries and minutes and so on were extremely important in terms of retrospectively considering how a decision had been arrived at.
Given your seniority in the Scottish Government, why weren't you at the command meetings in 2020?
I don't recall. Well, I wasn't obviously invited.
Obviously you don't know because you didn't make the decision, but
I wasn't invited.
Do you have any idea?
I don't. I wasn't invited. I'm not even sure I was aware that they existed, because I remember when I was invited to my first one, not really knowing what it was until somebody explained it.
You'd have expected to be invited, wouldn't you?
Well, I would have expected to be invited to any meeting where there were significant financial implications